It's time for another tale from the glass-guarded world. We rejoin our heroes, Athelflaed, Paxton, Terra, and Zartok, as they explore the underground wizard complex. There is so much for them to do. They need to finish exploring the Department of Illusion. Then they need to complete the survey attached to the forehead of a waiting zombie. Then they need to make their way down to the Department of Necromancy and find another wand fragment. And if they survive all that, they still need to find and explore the Department of Transmutation and then the lowest level, Integration. All this so they can return a magic wand to a dragon who looks like an elf. Maybe there's a big reward in it. Hey, I helped with this quest. Does that mean I get a share? I need to go talk to my accountant.
Suddenly fall through an illusory floor. The floor just is missing, and you step right into it. So, Terra, you fall in. You take 4 points of piercing damage as you fall onto some wooden spikes.
Okay.
5 points of falling damage. And now you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. But with advantage, right?
No.
I make... Hold on. 12.
Oof. Okay, this is gonna hurt. Alright, you take poison damage. You take 24 points of poison damage.
Holy monkeys.
Okay.
And then...
God.
There are 2 cords that run along the walls that as you fall through this illusionary floor are triggered, and they pull a support inside the walls out of place, causing wooden spike structures on the walls to fall onto the pit. And you must make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
As you look up and you see there are spikes falling through what were apparently fake cloth walls into the pit on top of you.
Okay, it's not good.
What's your die roll?
It's a 6.
How many hit points do you have left?
25. Well, I'm like a third. Yeah.
You take 14 points of piercing damage.
All right.
And you are at the bottom of this pit. It's only 10 feet deep. But you guys watch as Terra falls into the floor.
No!
And then suddenly the walls on both sides of this pit trap collapse on top of her with wooden spikes just piercing through what were apparently false walls and then falling into the pit on top of her.
She gets poisoned to boot. Yeah.
I hate this level so much, you guys.
Yeah, this is nasty.
I'm okay.
Can Paxton help her out of the pit?
Epilema runs over to the pit. What are you all just standing there for? And she starts tearing these spike traps out of the way.
Yeah, I start helping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Epilema and Athelflaed pull the spike traps out of the way and offer you a hand up, Terra.
I make sure it's not an illusion. Yeah. Oh, okay. Terra climbs out of the pit.
All right.
She does not look good.
Yeah, Terra looks pretty beat up.
She looks, her new drow armor doesn't look so happy and shiny anymore, I guess.
Yeah, she's in rough shape. That was a really rough trap, and she fell for every part of it.
That was tough.
Come here, Terra. You are going to heal 10 points.
I'll take it.
Which is not great.
I mean...
No, wait. 8 points.
She needs every bit right now.
It's not better.
Yeah.
I think maybe you're done leading the way for today, Terra.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, not until I get a nice long rest.
All right, so what's the plan next? There's a door at the end of the hallway. You can hop over this pit. As you feel around for where it is, you can figure out where it is and hop across it.
I mean, it did collapse entirely, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, the illusion of the floor is still there.
How How mean would it be to have another pit trap if you tried to long jump over the first one? Straight into the second
it'd be
one.
quite hilarious.
Yeah.
We have any really long sticks?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Oh, actually,
I got some.
yes.
I got some 4-foot planks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think maybe, we just use the classic dungeon method of touching
Laying
the floor.
planks down.
All
See
right.
if they fall in.
hmm
Well, they're only 4 feet long, and you don't have nails to connect them with.
No, I was thinking more like as you walk, you always have like
Just
the
flip
stick,
one.
Poke it
the
in front of
stick
you.
in front of you.
All right. Yeah. She tosses one ahead of her and then pokes around with another one. It looks clear.
All right. Let's keep moving.
All right. You keep moving down the hallway. You come
Tara's
to the door.
walking noticeably slower.
You come to the door.
I can go ahead and open it with,
All right.
with stealth.
All right.
Hold on.
Alright.
Please check this door.
Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perception. Ooh, 21.
All right.
17. Yeah.
You roll 21 in perception. Let's see. Anything in the room? No, you don't hear anything in this room. It seems very quiet.
Guys, I don't hear anything. I think we're good.
All right, go on in. We got your back.
All
Okay.
right, you
Do I
open the
roll
door?
stealth going in?
If you want to be quiet.
Oh, natural 1.
All right. Well, Ethelflad opens the door and it creaks loudly open. Just a wooden door.
Okay.
All the walls of this room have shelves carved into the rock. The shelves all appear empty, although their labels, also carved into the rock, have survived. There is an intact wooden door to the northwest, the one you just came through. There is also a large teleportation septagram on the floor in here. Apparently I didn't draw that in for some reason. But there's a large teleportation septagram in the middle of the floor. It looks as though someone has tried to scratch it out, but did not succeed.
All
There's
right.
no books at all on the shelves.
No books at all on the shelves. In fact, but they are labeled, and if you walk around as you look at the labels, they say things like gems, metals, organic matter, stones, exotics, crafted items.
Well,
Zartok, make an Arcana check.
okay. 13.
Yeah, you realize that these are component categories.
Oh, okay.
This is a spell component storage room.
But this all gone.
Yeah, it looks like there's nothing in here. I mean, at
Okay.
least upon quick inspection.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, Tara. You took one for the team there, and everything's gone.
Not worth it.
So remind me quickly, am I crazy, or did we find a way that we could use the teleportation septagrams between floors?
I don't think we figured that out yet.
Well, Zartok, you know how it works. You'd have to be able to cast the spell Teleportation Circle, though. I mean,
Oh, okay.
you can use these to teleport from one location to another if you know the codes, which you do because you have a book with all the teleportation codes.
Oh.
But you need to be able to cast the necessary spell, which I don't think you can yet.
Double O.
Well, let's
I mean,
see.
that seems like, just to criticize the wizards of this place, they, just to avoid taking some stairs, they was casting spells. And then
Yep.
they just writing back to each other about heat problems and such.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems quite hypocritical.
Well, so that door to the south.
Yeah, so that door has been filled in.
Hmm.
It was a doorway at some point, but now it's been filled in with stone.
Does it look like we could tear it down?
You could spend some time bashing through it.
I don't think we should do that because we could just go to the hallway on the other side.
True.
Yeah.
So do we want to track all the way back?
Yeah, sure. It's really not that far because we just go back and then Spelok removed the earth in the stairwell area. So then it's not like we have to go through the tunnels and everything over again.
All right, so you walk back the way you came.
Just to make sure it's a dead end.
All right, well, nobody told me you were going to avoid the magical trap, so I guess you all fall back into it.
Yep, that's fair.
All right.
We all die. It's been a good podcast.
I've played in campaigns like that, so that's why that's funny. Because
Yes. You didn't specifically tell me you're not going to do the obviously stupid thing, so I'll assume you've done it. And you walk away back around. Oh, no, I'm sorry. You don't have to do that. You can go straight
we
through the
go
wall
straight.
there to the stairwell.
just to make sure there's nothing. We've done a good job making sure there's floors.
Yep, you have cleared out pretty much everything in the entire floor.
Except for the spider kitties.
Feeling a little guilty leaving some of evocation alone still, so we have to go back. And abjuration too.
What do you want to do?
Disagree.
Was there anything down the hallway? Was it a dead end?
Oh, Which hallway? Oh, this hallway here.
The one that's grayed out on the
I'm
map,
sorry.
the west side.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, mate.
Let's see here.
You got a lot on your mind.
He says in
There.
character to God.
He's foresight.
Yeah, it's just a dead end.
Zartok believes that Mike is foresight.
Oh.
That's how I'm rolling this.
All right. Well, you've explored like 99% of the level.
All right, we want to go explore the kobold areas, the 2 areas up there, and then close it off.
Tara's
Okay.
like climbing up the stairs.
She's Tara, done.
It's like, it's nap time.
All right. So you head up the tunnel back to the area where you fought Ulgor. There's nothing really of interest up there. The kobolds seem to have moved through here and exited.
Should we make sure that the word eaters that we found in that room are gone now before we blow it up?
Yeah, good
All
idea,
right.
Paxton.
You check in there. Yep, they are gone. They have packed up a whole bunch of stuff and they have gone.
Oh, but that smell, though.
It's boom time, baby.
All right. So you're gonna collapse the tunnel at the entrance to the level.
Yeah.
All right. You throw your 2 potions of blowing stuff up at the walls here.
Yeah.
Kablooey.
We can set them up and then shoot them.
You could do that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
might be more effective.
Yep.
You collapse the I'm not going to bother with any checks or anything. This is more than enough explosive for what you need to do. You collapse the hallway, the tunnel, and this passage is now blocked.
All right. Good job.
Insert
mate.
explosion sound effect here.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now where to? Back to the stairwell.
I think that Tara is telling us non-verbally that she's done.
Yep.
Tara,
right.
you want to borrow a potion? I mean, I got it.
She needs a nice long rest.
Oh man, come on, just take a potion.
It's gonna take more than a potion to get me up.
Yeah, I think we should save the potions for battle.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And also, we don't know what old Streffock's got in store for us.
Except for probably a survey.
Yeah, is that,
And not
is that
sandwiches.
is there still that zombie
Yes.
on the other side of the glass?
That's right. That
Pane
zombie
glass?
is still standing there on the other side of the glass with a survey on its
Look at
forehead.
that.
I wave at him as I go up the stairs.
It's kind of bumping into the glass. Recoils every time it does, and then it stands there for a while.
Enjoy studying, Zartok. I'm gonna go take a rest.
I don't know how much time I've got, but yeah, appreciate it, Tara. Yeah, thanks for what you've done today, and you too, Athelflaed and Paxton, and he stares at Epilema.
And
And you too. You're very brave.
yeah, that's right. All right. Well, I guess if we're gonna go slack off, I'll go check on my beer.
It's a good idea.
So you all head upstairs for a rest because poor Tara is really beat up, and Athelflaed and Epilema go check on the ale she's been brewing. It's not ready yet. Gonna take a couple weeks, but it's in progress.
Not too
and
bad.
everyone else takes a rest. If you want to burn hit dice to recover hit points, now's the time to do it.
Before we go to sleep, I'm going to burn 8 points of my Channel Divinity Preserve Life to bring myself up to 25 hit points. I think Tara probably has the less amount of hit points, so I'm going to put 7 into her. And what does that... That doesn't put you above half, right?
No, it does not.
Okay. And then,
How many hit points do you have? I'm so jelly.
Yeah, probably more than you.
yeah, you should pick a non-squishy class next time.
No way. Wizards are cool.
Wizards are cool.
So I can cast Cure Wounds 3 more times.
Wow.
So,
Do it.
I think.
Also, wizards are way more cool in this edition than prior ones, so they're a little bit more fun.
Okay,
Definitely
so
get more hit points.
let's see.
Yeah.
Athelflaed, you get 9 hit points.
Ooh.
Terry, you get 8.
All right.
And I get 4.
All right, so you've had your rest, and the next day, you get up, head back down into the stairwell, all the way past all those levels, past administration and abjuration and evocation and conjuration and illusion, and you're down to the glass barrier that you've set up, and that zombie is still standing there.
Who's got the finger? All right.
I think
I
got
give
it,
Tara
actually.
the finger.
No. Epilema says, no, I got it, remember? You gave it to me the last time we did the glass barrier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I think I got it.
I forgot that I gave Epilema the finger.
I put it in that bag thing. the bag of, No,
Epilema.
I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
Oh, you should have seen his face. Oh, man.
You got me. I was really scared.
We'd be stuck. We'd never be able to go any lower forever. That would have been funny. Gotcha.
Heavy sigh.
I feel like Epilema maybe doesn't realize that we do know where it goes, but okay.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Anyway, it would have been funny. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want me to touch
we gotta
this
do
finger
the
to
survey.
it? All right. So she touches the finger to it, and the zombie walks up toward you and stops. Who do I give this to?
Has
Tara.
anyone
Is that
not
right?
taken the survey yet?
Who's ever up front? Whoever the zombie goes up to.
Do you want me to?
I don't
Do
know.
you
I
want me to
mean,
read it?
Yeah,
or-
Athelflaed, it's
Okay.
your turn to
Yeah,
fill out
read
the
it.
survey.
All right. Dear adventurers, looters, explorers, you recently defeat ghasts and enhanced zombies. Please provide feedback on experience. For each question, indicate response that best describes your reaction. Number 1. Undead monsters presented serious threat. Strongly agree, somewhat agree, neither agree nor disagree.
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 Right? They
Yep.
weren't serious threats, right?
I just start etching into the...
I didn't get nervous.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Disagree.
All right, disagree. How about number 2? Undead monsters acted purposefully.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, like, their purpose was to kill us, right? I mean, that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
a purpose.
Yeah,
Should I
yeah.
agree or strongly agree? What do you think?
I'd say agree.
Agree. All right.
Yeah, that's
agree.
a solid
All right.
agree.
All right.
Number 3. Undead monsters focused attacks on arcane spellcasters.
Oh,
To
we
be
didn't
honest,
really,
I don't remember.
yeah, we didn't really give them a chance,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Did you feel
Neither
targeted,
agree nor
Zarthok?
disagree because
Yeah,
they didn't have
Zartok,
an
how did you-
opportunity.
Yeah, how did
let's
you feel?
go. Let's go neutral on that.
Neutral. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 4. Undead monsters did not make the sign of drag the formless on his head gods.
What?
On his dead gods.
What?
I don't know.
Huh?
Derek the
Uh,
Formless. The sign of Derek the Formless.
Let me see that, Athelflaed. Real quick. What number was that?
Number 4.
Undead monsters did not make the sign of Derek the Formless or his dead gods.
I think just put a big question mark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Derek the Formless.
there you go.
I don't know. All right.
She wipes her eyes to make sure she's reading this correctly.
Number 5. Undead monsters did not discriminate on basis of species or gender.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure.
Yes, sure. Strongly agree.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, they're supposed to be discriminating on basis of caste or ability, right? So,
Yeah, which is a bigotry all its own, right?
yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Or
and-
Zartok.
It's tactical bigotry.
Yeah. Number 6. Undead
I'm a
monsters.
tactical bigot too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know.
Number 6.
I'd say more of a tactical Smollett.
Hey.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, number
Sorry, Athelflaed.
6 made a good faith effort to prevent progress. Define progress, because I still do not have mac and cheese, so I'm gonna go ahead and. What do you guys think?
Agree.
Agree, I guess.
Agree, a solid agree. All right. Honest feedback sincerely appreciated. Please write any additional comments below. Reattach to zombie and tell zombie return. If you still survive, please have look in Department of Necromancy. Skeleton crew report all well, but positive answers are suspicious. If still alive after that, stop by integration later. No sandwiches or sandwiches. Now, funny. My empty stomach really is laughing here, but okay. Strathok, necromancy administrator and site overseer of my hunger. Okay.
Mm.
yes.
Wait, so he wrote about sandwiches?
He did. He's making a joke of it.
For the comment, right, we don't appreciate the joke. We would appreciate Sandwiches.
I'm Scott. And mac and cheese, and maybe some biscuits, and
Fried chicken?
We just put a whole menu on there.
yeah.
What did he say about necromancy? I don't understand.
It sounds like he's not on it and that he's got something, a little present waiting for us.
Yeah, he says if we still survive, well, how would we be reading this letter? Please have a look in Department of Necromancy.
Yeah, and it said if still surviving after that, go to integration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right?
Which was our plan.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sandwiches were my plan, but okay.
Alright, so as far as the comments, we're adding that we want mini foods, right?
Yeah, many foods.
She just writes
Many
menu foods.
All the
Please
foods.
return with many foods.
All right, and you attach that to the zombie's head.
Yep.
Sure. Staple it.
All right, and the zombie stands there.
Return.
It turns around and it walks down the stairs.
All right.
Nice work. That's our civic
Return
zombie
with mac and
duty.
cheese.
We should just straight up follow it this time since it's...
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
know it's going to integration, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
probably.
what we follow.
Okay.
But I
Alright.
think it's going to keep going past necromancy at this point.
So we
Okay.
follow it?
Okay, you follow it down the stairs. It goes down the stairs. You follow it down. It goes past one landing. This landing, you can see some metal doors, some large black iron doors, and flickering torchlight. And above it, in the stone, it says Department of Necromancy. And then it passes that. It goes past another landing with a doorway that is labeled Transmutation. And then it gets to a section of floor where the stairwell just kind of stops, and there's like a steel doorway in your way, except it's a horizontal doorway, and it's like a ring of some kind, like a metal ring, and it just stops at it and stands there looking at this metal ring in the floor. And the stairs just stop at this metal ring. And it just stands there.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, let's just go back to necromancy. Unless we want to babysit this zombie.
Yeah.
Zombie sit.
Let's go back to necromancy and then plant that pane of glass of pain
Yep.
Okay.
to stop anything from coming up.
Okay. You planting it at necromancy or planting it at transmutation or integration? Where are you planting it?
Planting it after necromancy.
Okay, great. So nothing can come up from below necromancy.
Correct.
How much room does it take up? 10 feet each direction?
Well, it blocks the entire stairwell.
Okay.
So you're not sure what the limits of it are, but it goes at least 10 feet wide across the stairwell.
I'm wondering if maybe in this particular case we bring it with us so we can set it up behind us so nothing sneaks up behind us in necromancy. If that makes sense. So as we explore hallways, we go ahead and set it up behind us each time. Might be a bit, what's a good word? I can't think right now.
Overkill.
Yeah, I don't,
Cowardly.
it's not cowardly, Epilema. It's just try not to die, which I think is our goal.
Epilema, try to think about things from Zartok's point of view. Like, imagine if you only had, 4 hit points.
Yeah,
You'd
a
Imagine
D4.
if I was really squishy.
Yeah, imagine having a D4 of hit points.
I can't do it.
Well, considering that...
But then imagine being really smart, too. Yeah.
What do you mean, imagine?
Yeah.
So has the pane of glass of pain stopped lately a mob of zombies? Or has
Yes.
it just stopped the survey zombies?
It did stop a
It
mob.
did stop a mob of zombies.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like the mob of zombies probably came from necromancy, or do you think it came from Strethok and integration?
Integration. Oh, yeah. Good
You're
question.
not sure.
That's an excellent question,
We don't
Paxton.
know, but we should still use it.
But how to use it? Do
Yeah.
we use it to block the hallway, or do we use it to kind of create a backstop along where we go, like Zartok says?
Yeah, the only negative of my plan is that if something goes bad, then it makes it more difficult for us to get away. We gotta stop and deal with, the finger, and maybe something bad happens to whoever has it. So, anyway, just putting it all out there.
Well, since it's your idea, and you like to stay in the back of the crowd anyway,
Yeah,
do you want to be the
manage
finger
it.
bearer?
Sure, I can bear the finger.
Okay.
Epilema, give me the finger.
Gladly. And she gives you a severed finger.
All right, I'll deal with it, and I'll set it up, and hallways behind us as we explore necromancy.
Okay, so you climb back up to the level of the necromancy department. The room around the stair landing is octagonal, with 2 large black iron doors and a flickering torch to the side of each door. Simple lettering carved into the stone above them says Department of Necromancy. You can feel the heat rising up the stairwell as before, but this level is cold as soon as you step out of the stairwell. And you can see it on the map there, right? You can see those doors ahead of you.
Is there a door on the opposite side, a cleaning closet?
You walk around the stairwell, and in fact, behind the stairwell, you find nothing except for hooks from which some rotten fur coats are hanging.
I wonder if they have to keep the floor super cold to keep the zombies from rotting. Kind of.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Will anybody want a fur coat?
I'm all right.
I have my my warm fine clothes.
It's always a little cold around us because Athelflad's got that.
She's got
crossbow.
the crossbow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I always feel kind of warm.
It's too long for
It's
me.
nice being me.
What do you want to do?
Let's go.
All right, you push open the doors.
Terry, you up for taking the lead?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll stay behind. And Mike, just so that we don't have to say where I place it every time, you can just decide where it's reasonable if it matters. We'll just go with your judgment. You seem to be fair.
Are you taking Eppelima's laugh?
Oh, well, she's actually the villain. You didn't know? Oh, well, anyway.
Oh my gosh, she's the BBEG.
We knew it.
Epelima's like, I've been Strethok the whole time.
He was in the jar.
Yeah, even inside. Yeah. The doors swing open silently, and you're struck with a cold wave of air. The room ahead of you glows dimly with red light coming from the stone ceiling. It must be some kind of enchantment. A passage about 10 feet wide and 12 feet high bends away to your left and right. 2 large doors are immediately in front of you, identical to the ones through which you've just passed. There is a wooden sign lying on the floor next to the door that you can barely read in this dim light. And it says, in case of medical emergency, go straight to the atrium and notify the staff. The staff will direct you to medical facilities to your left and right after entering the atrium.
Great.
Okay.
As I mentioned, the passage winds around. I guess maybe I shouldn't have uncovered all that. I don't know. How do I
That would be hard.
de-uncover something? All right, recover something.
We walk around it.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. You walk around the octagon. As you walk back around the hallway, you see what look like horizontal doors in the walls, each about 7 feet long. Each is labeled in large yellow letters, Emergency Stasis Chamber. And they're all glowing blue. You can see through little slits in them.
Do they have people in them?
You look in them, they are all empty.
Okay.
That's good.
Now, when you say empty, were they open like someone was recently in there?
They're all closed,
Closed.
but you can see through the slits that they're all empty. Unless there's someone really short in them, I guess. But as far as like human eye level, they appear to be empty.
Okay. But so there'd just be like little beds in the wall.
Yeah, there's little stone chambers in the wall.
All right.
What's next?
We open the next doors.
You open the next set of doors. This entry hall has been carved out of jet black stone, with an arched ceiling 15 feet high at its peak. 40 feet away, at the other end of the hallway, is another pair of simple iron doors. There are 2 wooden doors, one on the left side and one on the right, about 20 feet away from you. You can see signs on the doors, though you can't read them from here.
I'm going to go into the room so I can read the signs.
All right, you step into the room. The signs have been labeled in a neat print in white paint. The sign on the left says, Guest Laboratory 1. Please see staff to schedule a reservation. The sign on the right is the same, but it's labeled Guest Laboratory 2.
I go to the door on the left and open it.
All right, you open the door on the left. This room is clean and organized, but doesn't appear to have been used in some time. There's a workbench along the north wall with a sink, a large metal table in the middle of the room, and a cabinet on the east wall. A sign on the cabinet says, Due to lack of use, Administrator Strethok has taken all tools, materials, and components to integration. Please apply there to check out supplies.
I wonder if it's going to be the same in Lab 2.
So is it basically an empty room?
Well, it's got a table and a cabinet, but yeah, there's really not much of interest in here. I mean, you don't see any tools or equipment in here.
Okay, we'll check the next room as well.
Okay.
Are we considered having checked the cabinet?
You are not considered having checked the cabinet.
I checked the cabinet.
Okay. The cabinet is empty. You should always remember, you can always just ask for perception checks if you want to do a perception check on the room. But as far as a quick search, opening the cabinet, looking inside, you don't see anything.
I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
Ugh, 7.
Nope, nothing interesting.
I got a 19.
All right. Checking around the room, again, there's nothing in here in terms of tools or equipment. You do notice there are gouge marks in the metal table. Like something has been scratched across it, dragged across it, like a knife or something heavy.
Should we check out lab 2?
Yep.
Basically the same as lab 1. There's a workbench now along the south wall. It has a sink, a large metal table, a cabinet, and the same sign. It says to contact Strethok if you want to check out supplies. One different thing, there is a pile of humanoid bones in the southwest corner of the room. That sharp corner there to the southwest, there is a pile of humanoid bones there.
Oh.
Let's look at it.
All right. Make some perception checks.
5.
19.
Ooh.
12.
19, you say?
Uh-huh.
So some things that you can pretty much all notice. The skull is on top of this pile of bones, and it has a number. It has 81 carved into it. Tara, you notice that this pile of bones looks like it just vertically collapsed, like top to bottom. Like the skull is on top, and then the shoulders and arms are below that, and the rib cage below that. It looks like it's just kind of collapsed into a pile of bones.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all you notice.
81.
Is that a number of one of the worlds?
There was an 81, yeah.
Yeah, we were from 82.
Could be a coincidence.
83.
But
Okay.
Never forget where you came from, Tara.
Hey,
remember.
I have a feeling this guy didn't come from our world.
Yeah, probably not.
It's just a number. But anyway, let's keep going. See more. I'm sure we'll see more skeletons.
Sure.
In necromancy.
Okay. You swing open yet another pair of steel doors, the ones to the east. They open effortlessly, and you enter another mostly octagonal room. The ceiling curves upward to a dome about 20 feet high. 8 bright glowing rings hang from the ceiling, bathing the room in cold, sterile light. There are small wooden doors in the north and south walls, as well as on the northwest and southwest walls. The door to the south is labeled Lower Kitchen, Storage, and Teleportation. The doors to the northwest and southwest are both labeled Hospital. The door to the north is labeled Administrator's Laboratory and Reporter Surgery. What has most of your attention, however, are the doors to the east. They are just like the steel double doors you've already passed through 3 times. In front of the doors, however, is a group of 6 skeletons wearing tattered clothing and equipment. You're not sure what they were doing before. It almost looks like they were talking, but they all pivot their skulls to point their empty eye sockets at you. As if of one mind, they turn their torsos to face you, and then they begin walking toward you. Their arms slowly reach up, stretching in your direction.
Hey, guys.
All right, hey, let's back up into the previous room so we got them in a funnel.
Okay.
Strethok wants to know how things are going down here.
The skeleton in the front drops his hands and says, "Whoa, really?"
Yeah.
Oh, we were just kidding with you anyway, but, whoa, Strethok wants... No, well, you can definitely tell him that everything is fine up here, so, he doesn't need to worry about anything. Nothing is wrong here at all. So, is there something I can help you with?
Now, see, he's a little suspicious. And,
Insight check.
You want to make an insight check?
Hey, Blue
All right,
Falcon.
go ahead.
Take it easy.
21.
Oh, yeah, he is definitely hiding something. Yeah, so, hey, I'm Mark. Yep, others around here, they call me Mark Our Father. It's a kind of term of endearment, you know? I'm sort of in charge, as much as you can be in charge of a group of hoodlums like these, am I right? And he looks at the other skeletons, and they all look back at him. It's hard to read their body language. They don't have expressions.
Do they seem to have the same level of sentience that this one does?
Well, they're not talking, but they're all responding to him.
So they're visually, is there anything that sets Mark apart from the other ones?
Sure. He's got sort of a brown vest on. there's a guy who looks like just a skeleton wearing nothing except that he's got what appears to be like an enormous shark's jaw stuck about halfway down his body. Like he got bitten by a shark or something and the jaw is still stuck there. There's another guy who has like a satchel at his side and a backpack, and he's got a paintbrush in one hand. And then there's one that looks like some sort of lizard skeleton, like a bipedal lizard, like a lizard person of some kind. And then there's one that's wearing a lab coat. And then there's a guy standing at the back. He's got a shirt on with in a pocket on the shirt he has some look like writing utensils sticking out, and he has a clipboard.
I just label these guys.
So
I got shark jaw, artist, lizard man, lab coat, and then just nerd.
So Mark says, "Yeah, so what are you doing here? What can I help you with in necromancy, and so I can send you on your way?"
Yeah. Well, again, Strethok sent us to check out what's going on here. He wants us to have a full tour to make sure everything is going all right.
Want the full tour, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess the tour guide is Big Papa G over here, so let me get him. Big Papa G, come on, Big Papa G. Oh wait, he's in the other room. And he goes and he heads to the north and goes to that door to the north of this room, and he knocks on the door and says, "Big Papa G, come on in. Got some people who want the tour." And he says, "Big Papa G, he's a little different, so just be patient with him."
Okay.
And this large skeleton comes striding through the door, and he's wearing a long fur coat and a fur-lined hat, and he's got an enormous gold chain around his neck with a big medallion on it. And he steps into the room, and he says,
"Yes, I am Big Papa G. How can I help you? You want the tour? Is that correct?"
Yeah, Strethok sent us down here to review how things are going.
Strethok did he? Well, then I'll be sure to give you the best tour possible. Yeah, well, where would you like to start? Shall we start with the hospital? Shall we start with the hospital?
Lead the way.
Yes, let's go to the hospital.
and at that, another skeleton, the one with the clipboard, steps out from the back and says, excuse me, you're not following procedure. And Mark says, okay, Brandon, fine. Come on, Brandon, what do you want? What are we gonna do? What step are we skipping here?
Are all these skeletons named after Twitter people?
Maybe.
I love it. Okay. Sorry, continue.
And Brandon says, you've got to fill out this form. We've got to fill out the release form, or else you're not allowed to tour the department. So, if you don't mind, please, I need you to sign the liability waiver for exploring the Department of Necromancy. So I need each of you to sign here. He hands you each a piece of paper.
Classic Brandon, what a nerd.
I need you to sign here, and then I need you to also fill out some contact information, your name, if you have an address. We gotta follow the rules, so please fill out everything.
Paxton immediately starts filling paperwork out like that's not weird at all.
Epilema looks a little panicky. Guys.
I'll
need a
help
little
you
help.
out. Opalima, I'll help you out.
Thank you.
I just start writing out chicken scratch.
I don't remember my social security number, and I don't know why you'd need it for this form.
Well, you're, just leave that blank, okay? Just leave that blank.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, so I'm filling out mine and Epilima's form. Not truthfully.
Okay.
Our address is not World 83.
I write here with the address.
All right. Brandon looks satisfied, and he collects them all back up. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And you're free to go about the
Wait,
tour.
hold on. I was reading the form. Like, what liability is it saying?
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
it
important.
says that you agree to release Strethok and also the Wizard Research Complex, the Mountain Wizard Research Complex, in total from any injuries, accidents, or deaths that may occur while you are touring the Department of Necromancy, and that if you suffer any extreme psychological damage from the horrors that you may see while here, you agree to hold them blameless.
I mean, that seems fine. I probably wasn't going to take anyone to court, so.
Okay.
My ex-wife was a lawyer.
An elven lawyer.
Big Papa G says,
All right, then, shall we continue on to the hospital? I'm sure you'd like to tour that, and good old Ben in there would like to give you the latest report on how things are going inside the hospital.
Paxton just wants to reiterate to them that Strethok wouldn't have sent us down here to check on things unless he had a hunch that something's wrong. So if it turns out something is wrong and you don't let us know, you all are going to be held very accountable for it. So it's in your best interest to be thorough.
Be honest.
Yes.
Of course, I'll only give you the best possible tour. Don't worry about it. This is my job. My job is to give you a thorough look around the complex. Everywhere? Am I taking them everywhere, Mark?
and
Yes.
Mark says, yeah, everywhere. Yeah, everywhere. And he doesn't have anything to wink with, but you get the sense that if he could wink, he'd be winking.
Guys, I feel like we're wading through a bunch of fluffy guff.
We're especially interested in somewhere that's cold, has a one fragment.
Oh,
Strethok needs it.
Oh dear. Well, we'll perhaps. All right. We'll save that for the last part of the tour. Then that would be wonderful. We'll take a look at that. But first, let us see the hospital, and then we'll check out perhaps the surgery room and the administrator's quarters and the teleportation and storage. That's always interesting. And there's the physical plant. You want to see the physical plant? That's interesting as well. Oh, and the lower kitchen. You'll want to see our cook in the lower kitchen. She'll be delighted to have customers.
Okay. Are you guys lonely or something?
Yes.
All right, well, thanks for being so hospitable.
I think we're being a bit brutal on our Twitter, folks.
Okay.
Don't need an insight check to know that was sincere.
All right, G, lead the way.
Very well, madam. Let's go through these doors over here, please.
And he leads you through these doors to the northwest.
Was that the atrium?
That was the atrium.
Oh, man. I would have known. I would have said, that's so big, it's a nitrium.
Oh, mate. That's brutal.
It's
I'm
a
glad
sequel
you
to
didn't.
5 Year.
It's funny the first time. It's not quite as good the second time.
No,
but...
it's an homage.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes it okay then.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm quite concerned that this place has a hospital and a cafeteria for things that shouldn't need those. You know what I mean? It's quite messed up.
The door swings silently open. Before you is a large, strangely shaped room that wraps around the stairwell area. Bright magical lighting hangs from the ceiling, and when combined with the white tile floor, it makes the room possibly the best lit room you've ever seen. All around the room are beds on wheels with clean white sheets and pillows. Cabinets line the walls, and metal carts are scattered all over. This room is not as cold as the others you've been through. A single skeleton wearing a white robe is sitting in a comfortable-looking leather armchair near the door. He leaps to his feet and wrings his hands in anticipation. Please state the nature of the medical emergency.
Oh, there's no medical emergency. We're just on a tour.
Big Papa G says,
Yes, Ben, calm down. This is Ben Carter. He is our medic. He's an expert surgeon. You'll find he can, if you have any injuries, he could probably help you with them or provide magical care if necessary. He's quite skilled. Also, he can cure diseases, blindness, other conditions. He's very skilled. Ben, would you like to show them around?
And Ben eagerly shows you through the facility. He shows you how clean the sheets are. He looks at Athelflaed and Epilema and he says, Do we have some? Oh, we do. We have some little ones here. Would you like a sucker, little one?
Oh, well, okay, but I'm still angry about it.
Oh,
I'm not just,
I don't
I'm
understand.
just hungry.
And you, and he turns to Epilema, would you like a sucker? They're delicious, I promise you. And she takes one and glares at him. And he shows you around the room. Really, it's a very clean hospital facility.
So who exactly is coming into your hospital?
No one comes into our hospital anymore. We used to get refugees and staff members who'd been hurt, or all sorts of people would come through here, and I would help them and assist the living doctors as best I could, but no one comes in here anymore.
Why was there a hospital for, I'm assuming, living refugees that you wanted to keep alive in necromancy?
Well, Strathok always argued that it was convenient in case they didn't make it.
That tracks.
That's pretty efficient, yeah.
Yeah.
Always seemed reasonable to me. I mean, Strathok is a very reasonable person. I think you'll agree.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Are you actually a doctor?
Define doctor.
No.
I
that's
provide
right.
medical care. I can heal people. I'm quite good at it.
Hey, I guess that makes me a doctor too. Hey!
Did you complete a residency?
I have been bestowed with a variety of medical training magically.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
Do you follow the healer or someone else?
Oh, no, madam. I'm not a magical healer of that sort. I can only provide medical treatment of the mundane kind, but I do have access to healing potions and elixirs of health if you need them.
Oh, excellent. Wow, you guys are still stocked down here?
Oh, certainly. We keep everything running in tip-top shape because that's the way Strathok likes it.
Oh, can I see your stock of potions?
Oh, certainly. Yes, it's over this way. You're not going to hurt me and take them, are you?
No, ma'am, no, sir. I'm just very thorough.
Ben takes you over to the cabinet, and inside the cabinet is just row after row of healing potions and an entire shelf full of elixirs of health. They're all neatly labeled.
Noted.
Can we take some with us, for quality control? Strathok wanted to sample some of them.
Make a deception check.
That's not a good face.
I'd say 12.
He says, that seems a little suspicious, but yeah, all right.
Are you questioning Strathok?
No, not at all. No,
Okay.
Here you go. And he gives you a potion of healing and an elixir of health.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, I think you have a great hospital here, Ben. I'm sorry that no one's coming down to give you any work to do, but you're definitely keeping it nice. I don't see a speck of dust anywhere.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you. And you'll let Strathok know, will you?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, we'll rate you highly on a survey.
Oh, he loves those.
Oh
Yep.
my God, he does.
He loves those surveys.
Yep.
All right, Big Ben, what's next? Big G?
Big Papa G.
Big Papa
Yes,
G?
let's go to, where would you like to go? Shall we go to the teleportation and storage area? That would be just to the south from the atrium.
Yes.
All right, so he leads you around back into the atrium,
Just through here.
and he leads you through this door to the south. This is clearly a warehouse with a familiar teleportation septogram in the middle. Crates have been carefully stacked against the south wall, and each crate has a sheet of parchment nailed to it. A wooden wall has been built on the west side of the room and painted a dark gray to match the stone. There is a wooden door in the middle of the wall, and it's labeled Lower Kitchen. There's a steel door in the east wall. You can't quite see what it's labeled from here. And Big Papa G says,
Yes, so this is the teleportation and storage room. You'll see those crates to the south. They all contain various ingredients, spell components. To the east is the machine shop, carpentry, physical plant, and pump room. And to the west is the lower kitchen. Would you like to see the lower kitchen?
How are you guys doing on components?
Oh,
and
would you like to
items
see?
here?
Would you like to see them?
Yeah, sure.
Certainly. Please.
and he leads you across the room, across the teleportation circle to the stack of boxes, crates at the south end of the room. And he says,
Open any one you like. You'll see they're clearly labeled and that they are quite full.
for example, even this one. And he goes up to the very first one, and it's labeled adamantine, small pieces. And he opens the crate on top, just peels the top off. And you see it's full of little bits of metal, little shiny bits of metal.
What do you guys use this for?
Oh, these are spell components, my dear lady.
Oh.
Yes, of course. There's adder's stomach and agate and alum soap and vinegar and amber, glass or crystal rods. There's ammunition and ash and ashes of mistletoe and spruce and bells and bitumen, all sorts of things.
They're so full, it's like you're not running out of anything.
Well, there hasn't been as much call for it. No one comes in here anymore, really. Occasionally Strethok, but it's really... Yes, it's really not much call for any of this. Do you need something?
I look to the magic users.
Do you have any pearls?
Oh, yes, there are some pearls.
I think Strethok wanted to quality control some of those as well.
How many do you need?
50 ought to do.
50. Oh, that's not such a large requisition. I'm going to need the proper forms.
How many could I take without needing forms?
Oh, you seem like a nice fellow. Just between you and me, how about 3 pearls just for a sample? Would you like that?
Yeah, that'll work.
All right, let's just give you the 3. And if you need more, you could just come back with that paperwork from Strethok. He'll know the forms.
I will do.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yes.
I hand the pearls to Zartok.
Yeah, thanks, mate. How many?
You see the crate that he opens. There are a lot of pearls in it.
Okay.
He's got
Heck
a
yeah.
pretty big box full of pearls.
Could we each take 3 and without? Are we able to take 3 pearls per person to avoid this paperwork or?
Mademoiselle, please. I'm trying to be generous here, and I don't want to bog you down in paperwork, but please don't abuse my generosity. You hurt my feelings.
Paxton puts his arm around Athelflaed and gives her noogie and goes, "My colleagues here is just extremely hungry."
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have
sorry.
any macaroni, would you? Strethok wants it for quality control.
Please don't say anything about macaroni when you see the cook, please.
Why would that be?
Well, she really only knows how to make one thing.
Which
What's
is?
that?
Waffles.
Well, all right, take some waffles.
Yeah, no complaints there, really.
Yeah.
A new thing.
Yeah, we call her Waffle Apocalypse.
All right. All right,
Oh,
dude.
wow.
All right, let's go. Where is she?
There's a cool band name too.
Now, the name Waffle Apocalypse makes me hesitant to eat a waffle because it makes me feel like it would be the last waffle I ever ate.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know how good they are because I don't eat.
Well,
She's very excited to make them, but none of us eat, so...
I'm really willing to give it a try.
Yep.
Well, be my guest, please. Follow me this way.
Let's do it.
And he leads you to the door to the west.
Let's, we're right next to that pump room you mentioned, right? The physical
Yes,
plant?
that's correct.
Could we take a peek in there?
More
Certainly,
exciting
yes.
to you than waffles?
I message to Tara and I say, something gave me the hint that they were trying to steer us away from the pump room. So I wanted to make sure that they weren't trying to hide something.
How much adamantine are we talking about? Is this a barrel full of it?
Yeah,
Or like-
basically, yes.
Oh my gosh, that's like a fortune.
Yes,
Like,
there's a huge amount of very valuable metal.
okay. Mental note made.
You want to see the pump room, then? Is that it?
Yeah, the physical plant.
Very well, my friend.
So you walk up to this room. You can feel a hum coming from behind this door as he walks up to it.
I message Tara again and I say, if this area is kept cold and there is some sort of physical plant / pump room, it stands to reason that the wand fragment might be in here and pumping the cold around, right?
There can only shrug in response.
No, you can talk back psychically, right?
Yes.
You just have to think about what you want to say and then go,
Oh.
But she chooses not to do so.
Yeah, Tara can't figure that
That
one
actually
out.
looked quite painful, Brian.
Epilema is actually kind of bouncing back and forth from foot to foot, going, "Hey, we're going to the pump room. We're going to the pump room. I'm so excited. This is going to be cool." So he opens the door. This room is full of pipes running every which way. Some are labeled with the schools of magic, abjuration, conjuration, divination, etc. Another says administration. There are valves and metallic boxes and tubes, all intricately connected. It would probably take you days to figure out how all of this works. The south wall of the room has a variety of blacksmith tools, a magical forge, and more sophisticated tools for making machinery. The east wall is covered in carpentry tools, saws, chisels, hammers, etc., hanging above a workbench. There's a large box of iron nails next to the bench. In the northeast corner of the room is a large cylindrical metal tank with pipes running in and out of it. And then the north wall has a steel door.
I walk over to that large cylindrical tank.
Okay.
I put my hand on it to see if it's cold.
It is not any colder than the rest of the room.
Shoot.
Do you have any questions about the room? Is there anything I can help you with here?
Is this pumping air? Is this pumping water?
Oh, it's for pumping water if we have a leak of some kind, being so close to the ocean.
Sure.
It helps us make sure that water gets pumped out of all the different rooms, especially above, if flooding were to happen somewhere upstairs, or also to manage all the plumbing. You understand? I
think we have an issue on 2 floors, abjuration as well as evocation. Can we check out the pumping? Can you point out?
I'm afraid that water and evocation is mostly handled by Pelora, the Triton. We can handle water for the rest of the facility from within here.
Oh yeah. So what's wrong with abjuration then?
I don't know. Is there something wrong in abjuration?
I think it's flooded, right, Paxton?
I think so.
I haven't seen it myself.
I'll have to. Ooh, that's worrying. So there's a water problem in abjuration, you say? So I'll get in touch. I will talk to. Who would be the best person? Probably Sharkbait would be the best person. The fellow with the shark mouth around him, yes.
Yeah, we could have guessed that.
Yes, that's Sharkbait. I'll talk to him. He's in charge of cleaning. He and Kaiju Grind, they're the ones who mostly work on cleaning things up. So we'll have them get to work on that.
Which one is Kaiju Grind?
Why aren't I friends with all these people?
He's the one that looks like a lizard.
Ah, okay.
Yes, he's a dragonborn, or he was. Sometimes he still breathes fire. It's kind of amazing that he's able to do it.
Interesting.
But it helps with cleaning.
So this floor is really cold.
Yes, that's right. There's somewhere around here, there's a magical wand fragment that is used for keeping all the bits of flesh that are stored in the necrotic storage room. It keeps them cold, yes.
Yeah, Strethok specifically said that there might be some kind of magical interference going on, messing with the way that the wand functions, so I am going to need to inspect that.
Oh, are you sure? It's really quite boring, and you fleshy types might find it disgusting. I don't think you'd be interested, but we'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Let's go check on those waffles, shall we?
Is it in this room?
No. It's a room to the north of here.
I think we better get waffles before Athelflaed eats one of us.
Yeah. Waffle break!
Just follow me, please.
And he leads you back through the teleportation room and to this wooden wall that I mentioned over to the west. And he opens the door. Immediately, you smell spices, cinnamon, pepper, nutmeg. Several wooden dining tables are set up in the area around the door, just on the inside. And then there's a long counter running north to south on the west side of the room. There is a single skeleton behind this counter wearing an apron and a toque blanche, the chef's hat. It was aimlessly raking a spatula across the counter, but its head snaps up when you enter, and it stands there with its jaw hanging open for a moment.
Hi!
Waffles? Want some waffles? I can make you waffles!
I want all the waffles. All the waffles.
Can you do pecan?
What?
Waffles? Pecan waffles? You know, like at waffles.
You want pecan waffles? You want blueberry waffles?
I want cinnamon.
Cinnamon and sugar?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh!
Actually, can you just make us one of each?
I will make you all the waffles or I will destroy everything.
Okay!
Option A, please.
Yes.
All right, she immediately gets to work making waffles. And it's like a whirlwind of activity as flowers flying everywhere, and she puts her hand onto this surface in front of her, this metal surface, and her hands start to glow red, and the surface heats up.
That doesn't sound sanitary.
I don't care.
You just got to get it above 160 degrees and takes care of most things.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, she
glowing
makes a giant pile of waffles. She makes this batter, she pours it into these machines, these grids that she then closes and heats them up with her hands, and then very quickly the waffles are done. She removes them, puts them on a plate, starts the next batch, and in no time at all, she has a giant pile of waffles.
I'm no joke, IRL, really hungry for waffles now.
Yeah,
After all
That's
that.
so good.
Mm-hmm.
They've got syrup. What about butter?
Well, the butter is very old. But it's probably fine.
I mean, I'm sure the eggs you used were pretty old too, right?
Definitely.
Athelflaed shrugs.
How do they smell?
There's so much spice used in these that they actually smell fine.
Okay, have
Yeah.
that at Athelflaed.
All right,
I've
Athelflaed and
eaten worse.
Epilema dig right in. All right. Yeah, they're fine. They they taste fine.
Paxton tentatively eats a waffle.
Okay, you eat a waffle, tastes fine.
I'm gonna wait 48 hours.
Fine or like good?
They're not the best food you've ever had. They taste like food cooked by someone who hasn't eaten anything in a long time. The proportions aren't quite all right, but they're good. They're not great.
All right, Tara will add extra syrup.
Okay, yeah, she does have some syrup. So you have some waffles. The lady is just standing here. Waffle Apocalypse is just standing here next to the table as you're all eating, bouncing up and down.
How are they? You like them, right?
Yeah, they're good.
So I notice everyone here is a skeleton. Is that
With a skeleton crew?
Yes. Yeah. So was that a Strethok thing, or were you skeletons before you joined? How does this work?
I don't remember before I was a skeleton.
Oh.
Hmm.
So you don't know if this waffle thing is new or old?
I'm sure that I was born to make waffles.
Yeah, I could tell from eating them. Yeah, you were definitely born to make waffles.
You were definitely reborn to make waffles.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, after you eat your waffles, Big Papa G says,
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Where would you like to go next? Shall we go to reporter surgery or the administrator's quarters?
Why don't you take us to the refrigerator with the
the one fragment.
one fragment.
You don't want to see surgery, or perhaps the
We do want to see it, just not right now.
there's cooling management. There's
I want to go to the
there's
administrator quarters.
the waiting room has some literature that might be useful to you. There's the administrator's laboratory and quarters. Well, we're running out of rooms here, but
Papa G, can I be totally honest with you?
I'm afraid, but certainly go ahead.
It seems like you really don't want us to go check out the one fragment, which makes me think that's exactly the place that we ought to be. So you can try to push us away and try to push us in a different direction, but you're only making me more and more sure that this is what we were sent to check out.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, very
I
well. Follow
think the
me.
jig is up.
Follow me, please.
and he leads you back into the atrium. Mark is standing there, and there's a new skeleton standing there. And it is that skeleton you saw before that was collapsed in a pile with an 81 on its head. And it's standing there as well. And when you walk into the room, it says,
Dislike.
and that's all it says. And Mark says,
So, hey, how's it going? How's the tour going? Everything up to snuff so far?
Yeah, not bad.
Looking good, right?
We're just going to go check out that one fragment.
and Big Papa G says,
Yes, I'm afraid, Mark, they're being very insistent about checking out the necrotic storage room. They don't want to see reporter surgery. That's where reporters are made, you know. They don't want to see the laboratory of the administrator. They're not interested in the literature in the waiting room. They don't want to see the cold management room. They want to go to necrotic storage, I'm afraid.
Now let's get things straight. We do want to see these things, especially reporter surgery. That sounds like it might be personally relevant, but we just want to see the wand fragment first. You know, business before pleasure, right?
Mark turns around and he looks at the skeleton that's wearing a lab coat. And he kind of glares at her for a moment, and she looks down at the ground. And he looks back at you and says,
Fine, you want to look in there? Fine, all right, we won't hide it from you. It's her fault, though. She's the one that dropped it. Yep, it was Nancy Babbage over there in the lab coat. You know what you did. You're the one that dropped the necrosorb on the ground. You're the one that did it, so don't blame me.
And she crosses her arms and looks irritated and says, Yeah.
So, don't blame me, all right?
Okay.
Drop what?
Drop the necrosorb. Okay, I said it.
The necro what?
The necrosorb.
Necrosorb?
Right? That special chemical, you know, the stuff that makes the zombies come together, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, she's the one that dropped the source batch. Yeah.
And what resulted?
Well, we don't really know because we all ran out of the room real quick, like when that happened. Because there's a bunch of bodies in there, you know.
So you're saying there's an army of zombies?
Oh, I don't know about that. Yeah, it's in the necrotic storage room. We heard some noises in there after she dropped it, and we're kind of afraid to go in there.
So just to be clear, there's no issue with the one fragment. It's just surrounded by a bunch of zombies.
Probably. I mean, they were all just corpses when we were in there last. They weren't zombies.
And you guys haven't come up with any plan to deal with them?
We're kind of scared, lady. We're kind of scared.
How many zombies are we talking about? You must have had
I don't know that
numbers.
there are zombies at all.
How
all right,
many
there's-
corpses were in there?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Maybe.
The chemical that was dropped was it makes zombie flesh stick together.
Sorta. Yeah, it makes dead flesh kind of come together.
I imagine that we might be dealing with like a big zombie blanket.
Eaten friend. To
Maybe.
the max.
I don't know. I mean,
an
maybe
episode
maybe
title.
you could go take a look and see what's in there. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that, and have Sharkbite go and check on the pumps for
Sharkbait.
the Sharkbait. Have Sharkbait go and check on the pumps for abjuration.
All right.
Chop,
All right,
chop.
Big Papa G, why don't you take them on the tour then?
Woohoo.
So Big Papa G takes you to those doors to the east, and he opens those. This is a long hallway stretching to your left and right, turning out of view in both directions. White metal pipes run along the ceiling, emitting bitter cold. There is an enormous pair of steel doors in front of you, barred shut with large metal beams. The words necrotic storage are carved into the stone above the doors. Athelflaed, you hear what sounds like a squelching noise coming down the hallway from the north. Like a
Oh, guys.
coming down the hallway from the north, and Nepalima says, "Hey, you guys hear that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that?"
Probably hundreds of zombies.
Big Papa G says,
No, those aren't the zombies. That sound, that squelching sound. That's just Nicolite. She's coming. Just wait a moment, you'll see.
Oh.
and as you watch coming down the hallway, you can see it looks like there's a skeleton sort of floating in the air, moving down the hallway toward you, moving very slowly, and there's a squelching noise that accompanies it.
I'd actually better call Sharkbait over if we're going to stay here, or we could just wait for her and it to go past if you like. What would you like to do? Would you like to wait here, or would you like to step out while he goes past?
What is it?
Well, you'll see as it gets closer here. Watch.
As it gets closer, you see that this skeleton is imprisoned in what looks like a cube of some sort of jello-like material that's squeezing down the hallway and coming toward you. And in fact, the skeleton sort of waves at you from inside the cube.
Gross.
And it's squelching its way down the hallway.
Yes, you see, this is our gelatinous cube we use for cleaning. We just sort of run it around and it cleans off everything. And, well, Nicolite, as you can see, she got too close to it and she's stuck inside. And frankly, that's okay with all of us because she's kind of a jerk. And now we don't have to talk to her. Of course, she can't hear me, so she can't hear that I'm saying this. See? Yes, wave at Nicolite, everyone. Wave at Nicolite. Yes, hello. Hello.
Hi.
Let's just step back into the atrium again, and she'll go by.
And he steps into the atrium.
I do too.
Yes.
All right. You close the doors and hear the squelching sound go past.
Another option is calling Sharkbait over with his electrical prod, and he can sort of keep it away from us, but he's off in the pump room.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sure we can just avoid it.
Yep. Doesn't seem very fast.
No, it's very slow. You step back into the hallway, and he says,
All right then, well, I leave you to your inspection, and good luck, and I hope that we see you again soon.
Hold on, wait. So the hallway that we're in is the one that the gelatinous cube is going to be pathing through?
yes.
All right.
It comes through other. He'll let you know. They steer it into other areas to clean as well. But right now, it's cleaning this hallway.
We're going to need it steered into something else because we might need to use this hallway to funnel out groups of corpses instead of all of them. So we do need it moved.
Yeah, we're about to take care of your zombie problem for you.
Yep.
Very well then, I'll see what Sharkbait can do. Maybe he can steer it into the cold management room for a while. That will slow it down and keep it busy.
Okay.
All right. Well, he goes off to take care of that, and you're all standing here at these doors.
So I'm thinking probably a combination of reusable ranged attacks and cantrips like Firebolt and like your crossbow and whatnot, along with maybe Grease in the hallway where the zombies are coming through, along with Fireball, we could probably kill them.
I didn't prepare a fireball.
Well,
no, I did. I'm just messing with you.
Got me.
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
I think a combination of those things could probably make it to where we could kill them relative to the speed that they could move, and then just kill them one group at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
kind of like in waves.
Yeah.
We could just try to keep them just like we did in the stairwell, what is only face into it at a time. But we don't know what's behind the door. I can't imagine it would be a group of zombies. I mean,
you can't imagine?
Oh, sorry. I'm not imagining that because of the chemical that they use, but I don't know. I'm not really a necromancer, so.
Same.
I mean, didn't they imply that the Necrozorb created a bunch of zombies out of the dead bodies?
I guess that might be the implication, but I think that chemical that they mentioned, they said it kind of sewed the flesh together. I think if it's in a room full of them and it's not being applied in any meaningful way,
it's an abomination.
It's just sort of as I'm imagining a big zombie ooze.
I think we find out next time.
But yeah, yeah, that's what I'm imagining. But I have no idea. We'll have to wait and see what it is. But I think we should try our best to keep it limited so that we're fighting in it, basically to keep me alive.
So step 1 would be open the door and assess the threat.
Yeah, if it's a big giant thing, then you guys should all just charge in and surround it. If it's a lot of them, then yeah, we just hold the doorway.
Yeah. Well, what do you say, guys?
Okay. I'm powered by waffles.
Let's go, phantasmal killers.
Yeah.
You
Assemble.
remove the bars and you open the doors. This enormous space appears to have been a natural cavern prior to being excavated. There are still stalactites hanging from the ceiling. The floor is more interesting. This room was probably neatly organized, but now it is a scattered mess of wooden coffins piled haphazardly around the room. Some of the coffins lie open, with limbs hanging out of them, and others appear to be empty. But you don't see anything else in the room.
Oh, seems like no threat. All right.
Yeah, we won.
This is where, I'll cut this part out. This is where if you guys had explored this with the gem takers would have died, right? If you guys had gone through this section with them, you guys probably would have lost 3 or 4 at least of the kobolds.
Right, yeah, because their hit points are so low.
Oh, so you made death traps for them, not for us.
Well, for anybody, really.
Wink.
Really for anybody, but it would have surely killed some of them. The floor just is missing, and you step right into it.
Now she's in necromancy. Don't get a head start.
Sorry, I haven't read this in like a month now. Now I got to reread this and see what all it says here. Oh my gosh, why did I write so much?
You land on a soft, fluffy cloud. Nothing hurts. Everything is great.
It's a healing cloud.
Yeah.
It gently floats up, and then it just floats you places. It's your own Nimbus 5000. Congratulations.
Take -5 hit points of healing falling damage.
Oh, this must be bad.
Yeah, Mike looks distressed.
It is a Tempur-Pedic mattress.
Now it's time to hear from our sponsor, Purple. Purple mattress.
Tara falls 5 feet onto a purple mattress and immediately falls asleep into the deepest rest of her life. She gains temporary hit points when she wakes back up.
A sleep apnea mask comes out and lands on her face.
All right.
That whole mattress commercial was a hallucination Tara was having.
While under the effect of the poison.
And what kind of masochistic person they were when they were like, oh yeah, wizards start off with 4 hit points and a lower armor class.
Well,
it's like,
but in first edition, you started off with
yourself.
1d4 hit points. That is,
it was a D4.
You didn't start out with max.
Oh wow,
So you could have a 1 hit point wizard.
Like what do you have just any frail disease?
Yeah,
like all wizards have it.
Yeah. Exactly.
I imagine wizards like sea turtles in the sense that there's like hundreds of them, but most of them get eaten within like the first 5 minutes.
That's a great analogy for it.
Yeah. I had a friend in first edition who had a wizard who had like a folding chair. His strength was like 4. So he couldn't, whenever there was a battle, he would just unfold the chair and sit down to fight. It was so frail.
Oh my gosh. I need caffeine.
Well, we're almost done. For today, anyway. Or forever if you die.
Nice.
Stay positive, kids.
Well, I'll read the description here in a moment. We're almost out of time. Danielle, do you need to run like now or can you wait 5 minutes?
I can wait 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just get us to the cliffhanger, Mike. Go!
I'm doing my best.
Throw us off the cliff now!
Trying.
He's pushing you so hard because those waffles are tearing up his stomach.
This is a long hallway.
Zartok did not eat the waffles.
I wrote him down as fur coat rapper, but his voice does not say fur coat rapper.
I figured I'd get in trouble if I tried to do a fur coat rapper's voice. So I'm going against type.
Got it.
European rapper. Mike is checking his notes.
Checking his notes.
Check it out.